Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Love to see that you guys have returned for another episode. So let's continue with our Linux journey. And again, I say this in every video. Make sure you check out the description, guys, because if you are not up to date as to where we are today, it is very easy to get lost. And I don't want you to be lost, right? I want you guys to learn. So make sure if you're seeing this video for the first time, go ahead and check out the description, watch some of the other videos so that way you're caught up. And once you're caught up, you can come back to this video and watch it in its entirety, so that way you'll understand exactly what we're talking about. So in today's video, we're gonna learn all about pipes. Now this concept of pipes is very interesting because I've always used Windows throughout my entire life, in the sense that when I was a kid, I always used Windows and I never really used Linux until I got to the final stages of college. And then I transitioned into my career as an engineer. That's when I really started using Linux. Once you understand the power of pipes and how that works, you can start to put together some things that are really, really powerful. And that's exactly what we're gonna talk about in today's video. So again, guys, make sure you go ahead and check out the description so that way you're up to date. And as always, guys, if you love the video and it provides a lot of value, go ahead and give me a like, as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel while hitting that notification bell, so that way you're notified whenever we upload new videos to the channel. And of course, share the video with a family member or a friend, so that way we can kick off their tech career. Or maybe if they're in tech, you can refine some of those skills. All right, so with housekeeping out of the way, let's jump into learning about pipes.
Now, what is pipes? Now this is really, really cool and really, really powerful. A pipe allows you to take your standard output from one process and send it over to the input of another process. So let's go to the whiteboard and see what that looks like. So at this point, we have our ls command, which is our first process, and we can take our standard output and we can create a pipe to our next process, and our next process will be grep, which is another command. And again, you see this 0 that is above the pipe, that is our standard input. So instead of coming from the keyboard, it is actually coming from the output of the ls command. And that right there is called a pipe. Now you may be wondering, well, what is the grep command? We've never worked with that one before. So in a nutshell, the grep command allows you to just filter things based off of a set of characters or a string. So let me show you what that means. Let's head back to the terminal and work this example. So if we look at the man page for grep real quick, we can see that it prints lines matching a specific pattern. So let's say we do an ls, and let's say that we are interested in finding everything that has the word Lewis in it. It can be a file, it can be a directory. So we can do an ls, and then what we can do is we can create a pipe, and we use that by using the bar. And essentially what we're saying now is the output of the ls command can now go into the input of the grep command. And so what we want to do now is we want to grep for anything with the word Lewis. Let's run that command and see what we get. The output of the ls, which shows all files in directory, was sent over through a pipe to the input of the next process, which is our grep. And we are telling grep to find anything with the word Lewis. And in this particular case, we have Lewis underscore hardlink.txt, we have Lewis.pdf, we have Lewis.sh, and we have Lewis underscore softlink.txt. Really cool how you can connect two processes together through what's called a pipe. Now the last thing that we'll talk about when it comes to pipe, and I already drew this for you, is we're going to use the T command. And so what does the T command allow us to do? Well, the T command allows us to create an additional pipe, and we're creating that pipe and connecting it to our original pipe that we created between two processes, as you see in the drawing. And not only does it take the output and put it towards the terminal, but it also creates a file and puts that there as well. And you'll see later on in your career as you go along why that's very important. So let's make sure we add T over here, so that way we know that T is just creating that additional pipe. So that way we can see on the terminal what is happening, and also as well, we put all the output in a file. So let's head back to the terminal and run this example. We're going to run the ls command. We're going to send the output of the ls command to the input of the grep command. So those are our two processes. And then we're going to use the T command in order to output to a file and also as well the terminal. So let's jump into the T command real quick in the manual just to take a look at how it works. So if we were to do man T, We can see here that T reads from standard input and writes to standard output and files. And one of the really cool options here is, and it's very important, is the -A for appending. Remember, we want to keep adding content to a file. We don't want to overwrite it because sometimes you want to hold the history of the contents of the file. So it's always good to use the append, but there are some cases, of course, where you want to overwrite. But in our case, we'll use a -A flag. So let's run our first process, which is ls. And let's go ahead and create a pipe. And the output of ls is going to go into the input of grep. And we are going to search for a pattern. And our pattern is going to be Lewis. Now let's go ahead and pipe that now to T. And we're going to use the -A in order to append to a file. And we're going to give it our file name. And in this case, we'll call it Lewis_findings. So let's run that command and see what we get. T allowed us to see the output on the terminal, but not only does it allow us to see the output on the terminal, but it also created a file for us called Lewis_findings. And if we do an ls command, we can see Lewis_findings right over here. So now let's cat Lewis_findings just to make sure that we got the output that we saw on our terminal. And as you see, Lewis_finding gives us the same output that we had in our terminal. And that's one of the really cool things about using T, because you can send the output not only to the terminal, but you can also send the output to a file. And that will come handy in your career as you go along. Now I'm going to run a little fancy command here, and it's going to be a for loop, and we'll talk about what a for loop is later on down the road, but don't worry about it for now. And all it is going to show you, hey, I'm going to say hello to you guys out in YouTube 10 times, but I want to send not only the outputs to the terminal, but I want to send it to a file as well. So let's go take a look at that example. So here's what we call a for loop, and in the for loop, I'm telling it that I want to do this process or this task 10 times, and it is, hey, say hello YouTube. And then I'm going to be taking the output, which is the T command, and I'm going to be sending it to yt.txt, which of course is short for youtube.txt. I'm going to tell it to sleep for 1 second and then finish. But one of the key things that I forgot to put in here is the -A option, and we talked about that earlier. If I don't put the -A option for the T command, then we would have never saw hello YouTube 10 times. It would just overwrite the file every single time. And if I go look at the contents of the file after this is done, I would only see one hello YouTube. And that's very, very important. You're seeing the power of the -A flag for T. So let's run this command and see what we get. That took all about 10 seconds, and it said hello YouTube 10 times. Now let's go take a look to see if the yt or youtube.txt file exists. And of course, the file is there, so let's go ahead and cat the yt file. And you can see hello YouTube 10 times. Really cool. Now, as an example, let's run the same command before, except this time, we'll take out the -A flag so you can see how important that flag is. And even though I already said hello YouTube 10 times in this particular file, it will actually overwrite it. And by the end of it, you'll only have one hello YouTube because it's actually overwriting and not appending. So very critical distinction between the two, and make sure you're seeing the difference. So took out the -A option. Let's run that. So as you are seeing hello YouTube 10 times. Now let's take a look at our yt.txt file and see what we get. And of course, it was just hello YouTube once because we didn't use the -A for appending. We overwrote the file every single time, which is just one hello YouTube. So make sure you understand the difference. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment in the comments below.
So welcome back, guys. By now, you should know everything there is to know about pipes and how to use pipes in order to connect two processes together to do some really cool things. Now, of course, we just went over pipes from a basic perspective, but it's up to you guys now in order to keep practicing and try pipes with different processes. Don't just do the one that I showed you in the video. You have a lot of different processes in your tool belt today with all the commands that you've learned, and go ahead and use those pipes in order to see what comes out of that. Again, make sure you check out the description, as we always keep things up to date in there with all the latest and greatest. So that'll do it for this video where we learned all about pipes. Remember guys, I say this in every video, go ahead and practice. Practice makes perfect. This does seem difficult at first, but you will get it when you practice over time. If you found this video to be helpful, go ahead and give me a like for the video as it helps the channel grow. We want to reach as many people as possible. Make sure you subscribe to the channel while hitting that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever we upload new videos to the channel. Go ahead and share the video with a family member or a friend, so that way you can kick off their tech career, or if they're in tech, you can possibly refine some of those skills. So that'll do it for this one, guys. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel as we continue on our Linux journey, and I'll see everyone in the next video.